In last week's State of Play stream, Sony gave us their final glimpse of The Last of Us Part 2 before the game launches on June the 19th. Fortunately for you guys, we've been playing it, and here's a sneak peek at some new gameplay areas that were shown off on Wednesday. Please note that this preview will contain no story spoilers. After setting off, looking for a woman named Nora and subsequently apparently a woman named Abby, my first encounter within the preview segment was with a small group of infected that were trapped within a diner. I found a brick on the floor and I hurled it towards a window to give myself an entry point, but within a nanosecond I realised that one of those that were in the building was a clicker, and it was too late. The group poured out of the gaping hole where the window once was, before attacking me and forcing me to use the first of a few new mechanics in a dodge. Based on this encounter, you might be thinking that it all sounds a little bit too familiar. However, it's in this subtlety that The Last of Us Part 2's mechanical changes start to show. The combat still feels weighty with real impact and damage behind everything you do, but it also feels nimble and easy to control with this new dodge. Dodging feels natural, and the ability to smash any pane of glass not only helps to open up new areas, but also allows you to crack open a vending machine and get some pills to upgrade your skill set with. This segment also hammered home the point that you're never really safe. Upon going to upgrade my weapons at a workbench, I was jumped by a small group of humans. It was a fairly easy encounter, but it was a stark reminder that the danger is lurking around every corner. The preview areas brought the human factions into play as well. The Washington Liberation Front, or the WLF for short, and a crazed religious cult who are referred to as the Scars by the WLF. Scars tend to use weapons such as bows and melee weapons, whereas the WLF are leaning heavily into full military gear and force. After creeping through an area avoiding the Scars, I was brought to the car park from that first gameplay demo way back in 2018. There were 3 or 4 combat sequences in this preview stretch of gameplay, and each one offered up something different. Tackling a small number of infected head-on resulted in some brief, noisy action. An area that reintroduced the terrifying stalkers made my palms sweat pretty profusely. The section where I had to channel my inner Solid Snake and guide Ellie through a hostile landscape gave me some moments of genuine tension and stress. And the final balls-out section as I stormed my way through a hospital against fighters from the WLF was heart-pumping for all the right reasons. The violence is real, it's gritty, and it can be quite tough to stomach at sometimes. Hammers, crowbars, pipes, they all get used to an unnerving extent. In amongst all the combat, I'm tasked with a couple of environmental puzzles that the first game did so well. Breaking up the moments of tension and action, these signal their arrival with a drop in the music and Ellie putting away her weapons. The first one was to enter a hidden area to stock up on some supplies, and involved throwing a rope to create a climbing and swinging point, which is a mechanic that's obviously been lifted straight from Uncharted 4, but fitting into place like the final part of a jigsaw right here. The second one took a little bit longer to fathom, as it required some precision timing with running and using the triangle button to open up a roller door, but once I'd figured out what to do, it was just a case of honing that timing and more than anything else. In all honesty, it was probably these moments of downtime that I enjoyed most during the preview, as it really allowed me to sit and contemplate what had just happened. While the tension and action may be relentless when you're in the thick of it, the feeling of relief when you make it past an encounter in whatever fashion is so great that it's got me eager to get my hands dirty with the rest of the game. Eventually, the abandoned hospital is entered via a collapsed street. Emerging from the water reveals a lone WLF soldier playing... Oh, wait a minute, is that a Vita? At least they'll die doing what they love, I think, as Ellie's knife hits yet another windpipe, leaving the Hotline Miami soundtrack piercing the silence. Checking the ammo situation, I decide I've got enough to forget about stealth and bring the fight to these bastards. A silencer crafted from a container and rags makes short work of dealing with the first 3, and as I attempt a stealth kill on the 4th, the 5th one sees me and a few shots start to ring out. Enemies flank before unleashing several volleys of gunfire. I manage to get a few shots off and take out the remaining members. And eventually, Ellie crawls into an air duct. The elusive Nora is close. I watch through a grate in the ducting as Nora goes into an office, Ellie dropping down and following her closely. Don't scream. Remember me? Yeah, you remember me. Quite who Nora is, I don't know. But I know she's linked to somebody called Abby, and that Ellie is on the hunt. Back in the reveal trailer, we saw Ellie tell Joel that she's going to extract her revenge and kill every last one of them. And in just over 2 weeks' time, we'll see if she can succeed. Thank you for joining me for this preview, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please drop us a like, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel. We will have more content for The Last of Us Part 2 coming on the 12th of June when we have our video review here on YouTube and on the website. And some more content will come after that. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.